Well, hey guys, it's 2018 and it's the 2018 New Year's AMA, but it's not technically going up on New Year's because of things, but it should be going up pretty soon. So, if I ramble and kind of, do a lot of ums and ahs and stuff, it's because this is going to be a relatively long video, and I actually, if you can hear that, I wrote all of my questions down. And another thing, I feel really bad, but I have to point this out. If you hear a random beeping at random points, it is my fire detector thing, smoke detector thing. I can't change it because at the time of recording this, we're still living with my in-laws, and they have a 10-foot fucking ceiling, and I am a 5'3" little bitch. So even with a ladder, I can't reach the stupid thing. So if you hear random beep in the background randomly, that's a smoke detector. I'm sorry, I can't really record in any other room. This is as best as I can do. Hopefully it won't beep too much. I'm gonna hope. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Now, if I didn't answer your question, because I tried to answer and write down as many as I could, it is because I feel those questions could be their own topic videos. So those questions will be answered in time, but a lot of them couldn't be quickie answers, if you get what I mean. That's what I was kind of going for. Not that I'm going to go in depth, not that I'm going to not go in depth with certain things. I just don't want to end up rambling for 20 minutes about one topic because I got a lot of questions like that. So let's just get started, right? This isn't Ask Me Anything, so these are literally all over the place questions. All right, what's your favorite musical artist? Tell us your faves, some of your favorite songs. I actually like all types of artists and music, so the ones at the top of my head were ones that have never changed. And that would have to be Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy. Oh, it's pretty sad those are the first two that pop in my head. I know there's more, but the fact those are the first two probably say a lot. I also, I like Hinder, I like Skillet, I like, all kinds of random remix people. I got lots and lots of faves. And fave songs, that's also really hard for me to pick. I like a lot of music and a lot of different types of music, but yeah, you can just kind of guess there. Sorry if that's not the question you would originally like. So let's get on with the next one. So another question is, around when do you think your book will be published/finished? Now this is actually really important because I'm going to make later on in this month, if you're watching this in January of 2018, I'm going to make a video later on there. If not, and you're watching in the future, in sometime in January, I'm going to make a video about this. But I plan on having a goal for 2018 and a resolution, revolution, whatever you would call it. I want to have my project Ticks and Turns actually done, not marked, and that might be surprising to a lot of people because all I ever talk about is marked, but I did some real soul searching the past couple days, and I say couple days, since the new year, and I was really thinking it, and I was really sitting back, and I really, really want to get something done this year. By that, I really want to get a story done, because a lot of people don't realize how hard writing is. By that, I mean the writing process. Physically, writing is the easy part, but all of the editing, all of the submitting to publishers, all of this and that, that's what takes the longest, because when you're a writer and a storyteller, you never end up with the first draft being your published thing, because if it is, there's going to be a fuck ton of mistakes there. There's going to be a lot of consistency errors, there's going to be a lot of spelling errors, even if you're a grammar Nazi and you're a perfectionist. Normally, in the average writing process, a book will go through anywhere between 3 or 4 drafts before it's even submitted to publishing. And so that's why I wanted my first one to be Ticks and Turns, which is a side project I've been also working on for years, where it is a much more condensed story. The one I'm going off of is 1 book, while marked is going to be at least 3 or 4. At least. And so that way I'll be able to have that done, and hopefully that will be out by 2019. Because, I said this before in live streams, I actually have a friend who is a professional editor who I plan on paying to be my editor, and then after it's professionally edited, I have to rewrite it, and then I have to go through the publication process, and if it is not published through a publisher, I'm going to self-publish, so that's a whole nother thing. I have to learn to format it that way, and it's going to be a lot of work, but that's my goal, is to have the first draft of that story done this year, and I'm going to be doing more art related to that so people can kind of understand it. And I'm still going to work on Marked stuff because Marked is my baby, but it's my baby. So if you see other things, I'm going to obviously explain it when I do the videos, but that will be why, and that's what I hope to have done. And another reason, real quick, I've already rambled this one question so long, but because I don't get paid for my writing, that's another reason why. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, Sarah J. Maas and Cassandra Clare can get a book done in a year. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's their job. If I didn't have to draw all day, if I didn't have to work on commissions, if I didn't have to do anything else, I could probably get a book done in a year too. It's kind of, people don't really think about that. So there's that question, and I hope you guys will be excited to read that one. So next question is, gonna go to these. Do you truly suspect Hillary Clinton is a mutated lizard from an alien planet coming to gather government-protected information to turn us all into living, breathing Furbies? Yes. Yes, I do, because that question seriously made me fucking smile. Okay. Next question. Will you make a shading / highlighting and how to draw different shading methods tutorial type of video? I actually was planning on doing one like this because I'm very picky when it comes to shading, but that's just me, so that will probably be coming in the future. So yes. I don't know when, but yes. More speed paints of your own creations? ? That was a question. Yeah, I actually tend to do that now. Almost all of the pictures that I do on YouTube that are the speed paints that are the background are all personal characters and not really commissions, unless it says like commission in the title or in the thumbnail. But I think what people mean by that is like more like illustrations and stuff like that, and I do plan on having that done. But I know for a fact that those will just be done for fun. Well, if you support me on Patreon, link in the description below, I will have a monthly illustration, most likely always be original, because a lot of people seem to like my original work over me doing fan art, so that will be a place to see those too. But I do plan on doing more like illustrations over just like character studies and stuff. But yes, those will definitely be out there. So another question is a redraw miniseries, and honestly, yeah, sure. If people want to see me redraw stuff, that's fun. I'm all for doing that as a series. That'd be fun. I have a lot of pictures I want to redraw actually recently, so that would be good. Or could. I meant good. Fan art ? By that, do you mean me draw more fan art? I mean, I can. That's another goal, is I want to draw more fan art, since now I actually feel confident enough to draw the good fan arts, because before I was very picky with it because I didn't feel my art was good enough for fan art. So, yes, hopefully more fan art this year. As for YouTube, probably not on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe watch my DA and stuff. I'll post them there, because I post a lot more art on my social medias than I do actual YouTube videos. Let's see. Okay. Do you prefer the moon or the stars, and why? I prefer the moon. I just always have. I don't know why. Even when I was a kid, I was always like really attracted to the mystery and the light of the moon. So I'm a moon girl. All right. What was the best part? Next question. What was the best part of 2017 for you? Honestly, having my YouTube blow up. I can't think of anything else. In one summer, went from 500 subscribers to nearly 20,000 in one summer, and it's still kind of shocking to me and in awe. It's something I never thought would happen literally as quickly, so that had to be the best part. The second best would have to be when we put the down payment down for our wedding venue, because Cody and I are getting married this year. So, there's that. Alright, when making next question. When making new characters, do you take inspiration from pre-existing characters, shows, games, books, etc.? If so, which ones? Okay, so I like this question, but I'm also a little confused by it. By that, do you mean like fan characters, or do I make my own characters? Because, yeah, I've tended to do that all the time. That's another reason why I want to have ticks and turns done before Marked, is I don't want to be known as just the Marked person, which I already kind of am. Nothing wrong with that. I love my characters. But I've been writing and creating stories in my head since I was a kid, since before I was drawing professionally. I had hundreds of stories, hundreds of fan fictions, shit tons in my head. I always did. And so how I feel about this is if I read a story that has a really good premise but has terrible execution, I might end up making ways to fix it myself. I've talked about this constantly in the Book Rambles podcast with my buddy Val, that, there's so many ways they could have fixed it, and oftentimes if I'm inspired enough, I will kind of make my own thing on it. I'm not going to rip off theirs, but it will be like, oh, well, here's what they could have done better, and then my brain goes wild, and then I end up making a mini story off of it. So I guess that's the answer. Same goes for games or books or shows. It's like, if I really resonate with someone, I won't ever I used to when I was a kid, because I was a kid, but I don't like full-on copying other characters. But that being said, there are certain tropes you can't escape in writing. A lot of people they focus so hard on having something being 100% original that it ends up not being as original as they think it is. The character is either overpowered as shit or bland as dirt. There's usually no in between in those cases. So I hope that's a good enough answer for that one. Next question is favorite show. Now, I don't actually watch that much TV anymore, which is probably disappointing, but I think a show that I've stuck with for the longest is Law and Order SVU. I'd been watching it since season 4, and now they're on almost season 20, I think. So I think that's the only show I actually actively watch religiously. Certain shows I enjoy, but I'll be iffy on, and then I'll just wait and I'll binge it on Netflix or something. But the only one I can think of that I've been with the longest is Law and Order SVU. So, alright. Next question. Would you prefer the horror theme or adventure theme? Horror themes, hands down. I fucking love horror. My style might be very cutesy and bubbly, but I love me some gore, I love me some horror, and some spoops. Yes. So, next question. Do you wear glasses in real life? Yeah, all the time. I'm blind as a bat. The only time I don't end up wearing glasses in real life is when I am drawing or reading or playing on a handheld, because I can see up close just fine. Far away is where I'm blind as a bat. So that's actually why when I say that I lose my glasses all the time, it's because I took them off when I work so I don't get eye strain. And so, yeah, I'm blind. Next question. Are you a squirrel? No, I'm an owl. So I really hope someone gets that reference. Next question. How do you get better at art when you are just starting out? Practice. Lame answer, but practice. Next question. Do you like chicken nuggies? I fucking love chicken nuggets. I've always loved them ever since I was a kid. I was a person, when I was a kid and we'd go out to restaurants, I would always get chicken strips. I don't know why. I would always get chicken strips over a burger. And I just kind of still am now today. Alright. Next question. Do you enjoy your left foot or your right foot? Honestly, I probably enjoy my left foot better than my right foot, because that's the foot that got broken and I have issues and I end up tripping all the time because of it. Alright, next question. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you be? Honestly, I would probably still be in America because it's all I've ever known, but I would definitely get the fuck out of California. I would want to move to a state that's green and healthy and has nature and isn't as impacted as fucking California and isn't have the cost of living as California. So definitely in the United States, but away from California. So, oh crap, I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. Next question. Do you watch/listen to stuff in the background when you work? Do you ever get tired of it? Oh, all the fucking time. That's why I can't listen to music that much. Honestly, I end up listening to lots of random things, because when you're self-employed and you work from home, music can only do so much. So that's why I really enjoy, and this isn't a sponsor, I just honestly do love it. I love Audible, because if I'm well, there's nothing really good on YouTube to listen to, I don't really have a show to listen to, I don't want to listen to music, I'll get an audiobook and I'll listen to that while I work. Or I'll listen to a podcast I like. Or I'll listen to a movie I've watched before. Or yada yada yada. It's good to break it up, because if it's just music or just audiobooks or just YouTube, you are going to get tired of it eventually. Especially if you do this as a job like I do. So, anywhere between 4 to 10 hours a day just listening to that stuff will get very, very tiring. So, next question. Fave visual artist, if you have too many, pick two. Alright, so I'm going to cut all my friends off this list because I love all of my friends' art. So the ones that I can think of at the top of my head would have to be Jack Face, and one I really enjoy, another one is Arlie Draws. I like his work. He's really cool. He's on Twitter. So I have tons more, and my brain just kind of paused for a minute and went through like all of them. So next one is, have you ever tried other art programs such as GIMP, Fire, Alpaca, Manga Studio, etc.? I did try GIMP, I think, when it came out, or close to when it came out, and I didn't like it because nothing really matches Psy for me. I've heard Manga Studio and I think it's like Clip Studio Paint are really, really good substitutes for Psy. And I do plan on getting either Manga Studio or Clip Studio Paint this year. I don't know when. It'll be when the money's in, because I'm not paying full price for either of those things. Those things do go on discount at least a couple times a year. I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. So probably around then I'll try it out, see if I like it, get to use it, because there are a couple things I know they have that are really good, and so I am willing to try them, but so far I haven't been able to find anything that's even close to Psy in the way I like using it. So next question. What's the oldest picture you've done that you're still proud of? I'll post it right here. Dong. What helped you build your OCs and stories? Honestly, and this is really important, reading other stories. Because for the longest time, I had ideas and snippets in my head, but I could never connect point A to point B, and I could never find a flowing narrative. I just had, like, ideas and bursts of inspiration. And it always bugged me. I would try to write it out and it would never work. And it wasn't until I read constantly, like I do now, that I was able to find a flow and a narrative from different authors, because no two authors are the same either. And so, writing styles are just like art styles. Some people write beautifully, some people write complex, some people write simplistically, some people do symbolism, some people over-exaggerate. And just seeing those and seeing how their narratives went, seeing how the start of the book related back to the end of the book really, really helped me. So I really suggest reading a lot. If not, again, try audiobooks if you don't like reading, because there's a lot of people I know who don't like reading. Hell, even good fan fiction, and like people you're gonna like be like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, even good fan fiction can help you out with that too. Like, you just have to read other stories to get an idea. And by that, I'm not saying doing it to rip off other stories, but you see how narratives and how strings connect. So, I hope that's a good enough answer. So, let's see. Next question is, favorite anime? My favorite anime, of all time is Cardcaptor Sakura, because it just resonates with my childhood. And then, second favorite of all time is Higurashi, Season 1. I hate Season 2. Season 1. And then another one that's also really close to my heart is Karen, only because of, the time in my life that it came out. It, meant a lot. It's a really fucking cheesy anime now, but it has a special place in my heart, and I think it always will, so those are my three, which are all very girly, foo-foo animes, which is nothing like me. It's so funny. Okay, so what is one of your weaknesses? What do you struggle with the most? I'm assuming you mean art by this, and it would have to be stiff characters. I used to never do warm-ups, ever, and I notice now that that's terrible. I need to do warm-ups all the time, because if I don't, a lot of my art ends up looking very stiff and unemotional, and they're posing for a portrait even though they're not supposed to be. And so doing those helped me a lot. I'm still struggling with male anatomy, but I'm doing a lot better than I used to. And again, it has to do with just that stiffness of making them look like they're plastic. So that's something that very much excites me, that I'm working very better at. But it's no one's perfect. Those are what I struggle at. So try to work on those. All right. Next question. What do you want to be better this year compared to 2017? My emotional state, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, next question. What's your favorite thing to draw? Honestly, big, poofy hair. I don't care if it's guy hair or girl hair. Big, poofy hair is fucking the bee's knees to me. So, now the next page. So, next question. Holy crap, I'm at 21. 20 minutes. I don't have to cut some of this. Next question is, what art supplies / programs do you want to get this year? Do I want to get this year? Like I said before, I want to get either Manga Studio or Clip Studio Paint whenever those go on sale. I want to get one of those. As for supplies, I actually want to do some, like, leafing, like gold and silver leafing, because I think it's fun. And for Christmas of last year and my birthday, I got a really nice set of colored pencils and watercolors, and so I plan on doing more with those. So if I get really good at those, or I feel more confident with them, I want to try doing, like, leafing. I think leafing is really cool. I really like the look of that, and I want to sell some original art this year as well, so that's what I'm hoping for. But other than that, not much, because I actually have a lot of art supplies that are just kind of rotting. So, next question is, anything you want to do this year? I really want to travel, and by that, I mean, I want to do stuff like camping. I want to do stuff like, see other cities I've never been to. Cody and I haven't traveled that much. Me less than him. I have only been to, like, 5 states in America, and, yeah, 5 states, and they're not, I never got to really enjoy them besides Oregon and Washington and California because I live here. And so I would like to see other states. And I'd like to travel if we can afford it, obviously. But I think it'd be fun to travel. I know I really, really want to go to Texas next year because a lot of my friends live in Texas. So I'm kind of hoping for that. But I'm also getting married this year. So why did I say next year? I mean this year. So I'm hoping that, maybe for our vacation we can travel or something. Or our honeymoon. So that's what I'm hoping for. So, next question is, when you finish a piece of art, do you sit back and do something else you like, or do you have a work schedule of when you work / when you relax? It depends on where I'm at in that schedule, because yes, I do have a work schedule, but I also have, I take a lot of breaks in between, because I have a bad wrist, and sitting for long periods of time is really, really, really bad for your health. So what I'll tend to do is I'll work for 2 hours, and then I'll take anywhere between a 30-minute to an hour break. And when I do that, I'm not sitting, I'm getting up, I'm exercising, I'm walking around, I'm away from my computer, and then I get back to work. So if I finish a piece within that time frame, then I would go in there. But I try to get at the very least, 4 hours of work done a day. And if not, if I do more, then I'll give myself less time on my days off, though that way I don't freak out as much. But yeah, it does come down to scheduling, which just takes time. Scheduling can be a real pain, but it really does help out. And I hope that's a good enough answer for that one. Let's see. Keep losing my spot. God damn it. Okay. Next question. How many times does your computer have to crash before you snap? Fucking once, okay? I cannot stand when my computer... I'm like a real control freak. I didn't realize this until semi-recently. So when things don't do what they're supposed to do, I lose it. I don't like full-on mentally snap. Like, throw my computer out the window. But if I'm working and then my computer just decides to shut off or die, I honestly cannot get back to work the rest of the day. I'm just so angry that I have to get away from it. I have to let it restart. I have to see if anything was corrupted. And then I tend to either work out, go for a walk, read, but I don't tend to work anymore. I can't focus. Same goes for games or shows. If it crashes on me, I'm just like, well, I'm not finishing that now. And so there's that answer. All right, now next question from that one is, what future projects do you want to finish this year? Well, besides the first draft of the book, I actually have a project of chibis that I want to get done that are holiday chibis, sort of like how Aerofx does her Zodiac series. I kind of want to do something like that, but not with Zodiacs. I want to do it with holidays. And so I'm hoping to get that done this year. I'm lucky because I technically don't have to do one in January. My first one's in February, so I want to get that one done. I was thinking of getting the card series done that I talked about before, because I also love playing cards, so I was thinking of doing some Ticks and Turns cast playing cards, where I would draw out the playing cards, and I'm hoping for that, and then I can make it into a print series. Other than that, that's all I have for big projects I can think of, at the top of my head. And also I might do that redraw series, because that actually, I'm thinking more of it now, and that sounds like it could be fun. So those are some projects I'm planning on doing this year. Next question is, what computer do you use? I use a Toshiba Cosmio laptop at the time of recording this. I'm hoping and saving for a desktop in the future. This is a really great gaming laptop, and it's an amazing art laptop. I totally suggest it. Next question is, what do you hope to improve with your art / other life stuff this year? Well, one, I want to lose weight, and I'm already working on that by working out every day. I've been working out every day so far, and it's not from like, oh, New Year's resolution, like I've been doing it the week before New Year's, so I would like not be like, oh, New Year, new me. I wanted to start doing it so I can make it into a habit. There's that for that life stuff. Something I want to improve on is I want to be able to draw my beasts, because I actually have a ton of monsters and bestiaries that I've never been able to fully draw out, and so I want to work on drawing more beasties this year, or some monsters, because I love doing those and I almost never get to. So that's one of the biggest things I can think of I want to improve this year. That and more backgrounds. Definitely more backgrounds. Alrighty. Next question. What art programs do you use? They are in the link in the description of every single video. So, next question. Have you ever fired a gun? No, but Cody owns about like 3 or 4, I think. I know at least 3. What shows had the biggest impact on your style? Oh, okay, I think I've talked about this before, but it's more of a fusion of a lot of things. It's a fusion of anime, Disney movies, good Disney movies, Futurama, The Simpsons, and old 90s cartoons. I love the bold thickness for my style of the old 90s cartoons, like Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls. I love that thick black line art with some colored parts in between. I don't know, it's one thing I don't like about cartoons now, is like, there's such thin lines, and it bothers me. I don't know why, it just does. And then I always like the 4 fingers of like The Simpsons and Hey Arnold and Family Guy and Futurama and American Dad. And a lot of people actually don't notice I always draw 4 fingers. They think it's 5, and so that's like a fun little, I don't know, an Easter egg to myself, since a lot of people don't ever notice it, so I think it's like a fun little thing. And then I love the like complexity of Disney characters with the color and life to them. So that's another one, and I hope that's a good enough answer for that one. Next question is, what ways of your style started out a certain way and evolved? Do you think your art is better or worse for it? I think the best thing would be I shrunk my eyes a lot, because I used to, and I'll have a picture on screen, but I used to draw my eyes like super, super, super fucking big, like how old school 90s were, where I realized, oh wow, none of my characters have foreheads, and so I shrunk the eyes, but I still really love how the eyes come out now. I like big expressive eyes. They're like my second favorite thing to draw besides hair, and so there's that. Learning different body types, I think it's a lot better, since it took me a long time to learn how to draw different body types, and that's always a fun and a challenge, because a lot of people don't tend to do that. So that's something I pride myself on. Now, and I don't think it's worse. I really don't think my art's gotten worse, but I know some people can do that. Like, they can think that. Like, if you're mostly an anime artist and you suddenly jump to cartoons, you might think that, oh, well, I liked this for a reason, or vice versa, so there's that. Next question, are you and Cody ever planning to make a daily vlog channel? Honestly, we've both talked about it, and we want to, but until we move out and have our own place, it's not feasible. It's just not. Where we live, it doesn't work, and that's why I tend to only do them at certain times of the year, and we're getting married this year, so that's going to be stressful in itself. So since I'm getting married in October, I won't be doing the Vlogoween stuff, and I might be doing Vlogvember, but pretty much until we move and we're settled and we're like stable, then I'll talk to him about it, and we'll probably do it then, but for right now, it's not possible. But I still will be doing little vlog videos here and there if I do something big, like if we go to the Ren Fair or something like that. But, I hope that answers your question. Just like I said, it's not feasible right now. Next question is, will you ever do a Pet Peeves Part 2 video? Yes, I do. I actually kind of have already started writing down that one, so I'm excited to do that. Hopefully that'll be out in February of the time of recording this. Are you going to lower your next question. Are you going to lower your commission prices? Haha, no, it's how I make my living. I can't afford to. So, no, sorry. Not trying to be rude, but I need to eat and pay my bills and feed my cat and my chinchillas, so no. Next question. How does one force people to join a cult? Be very charismatic and be a sociopath. There's documentaries on this. Next question. What kind of witch are you and what time of craft? For those of you guys who don't know, I personally identify as one. And I'd have to say I feel more connected to candle magic and kitchen magic. As of right now, since we still, at the time of recording, don't have our own place, I don't have a proper altar. I kind of have a mini one set up, and I hope once we move I can have like a nice kitchen altar. So that's what I'm hoping for. Next question is, what weird food combo do you like? Okay, I don't think this is weird, but a lot of people think it's weird. Two things. One, whenever I eat Mexican food where it's got beans and rice, I have to make it into like a giant sludge. Like I will cut all of my burrito or my taquitos or my frijoles or what's the other one? Like chimichangas or enchiladas. I will cut them all up and I will mix it with the beans and rice until it becomes a like gooey sludge, and then I'll just eat it like with a fork. And that's the best way for me to eat Mexican food. I don't know why. And another one is when I have baked goods like pie or there'd be certain types of pie, but mostly like cookies and brownies and cake. I like putting it in a mug, and I like putting milk in it and eating it like it's soup. And that's how I've always done it, even since I was a kid. And a lot of my friends think it's really fucking weird, but that's how I like it. So I'm being so fucking weird. All right, next question. What mythical creatures would you hope could exist? All of them. Next question. You say you do art trades with anyone, but you've only posted ones with your friends. Okay, so since I work all the time, I really don't have time for art trades like I used to. I really don't. So the reason why a lot of the art trades I've done this past year, which were maybe two, realistically, were spur of the moment. Hey, you want to do an art trade? Yeah, I have some time. And then they end up doing their half, and then it takes me like 6 months to do my half because I'm constantly working and I feel terrible. So that's why they haven't been open. It's not that they're friends only. I just literally haven't had any time. That's why I'm actually kind of hoping my Patreon does a little better because, and again, I'm not like, go support my Patreon. But if I make enough money to support my bills, I don't have to focus on commissions as much. And I can focus on doing more things like that. So that's kind of also why I made my Patreon, was I'm hoping for that kind of stuff so I could do more junk like that, because I really do miss doing art trades and like giveaways and raffles and stuff. So next question is, what are your goals for 2018? Oh, I must have forgot to highlight that. That's going to be its own video, so that'll come out later on this month. Next question. Do you still play D&D / would you stream / post your games? I do not currently play D&D. My friend has a campaign in mind, and if we do, we would probably do it on his Twitch channel, not mine. And even then, it's a very high maybe, because I seem to have terrible luck when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, in that every campaign I've ever been in ever dies within like 6 months. I was in one that was almost a year long, and then my friends got jobs, and I know that sounds bad, but they got jobs, and they all got different jobs, and so our schedules didn't meet up anymore, so I would love to, but chances are no, and even if I did do it for the streams and stuff, it would have to be with people that I hope wouldn't be flakes, because I tend to have a lot of those friends. Except for that one that lasted almost a year. That was, like, the good one. So next question. What do you do when you're frustrated with art? Honestly, I take a break and I leave, and I get away from the computer, I get away from my art room, I go for a walk, I work out, I do yoga, I read, I watch a movie, I play a game. When I'm really, really, really frustrated, for me, it's better to not kill myself over it, just to do something else. So that's my best advice for that. That's summarized on it. I might do a video on that in the future, like a more in-depth one, but that's the quickest answer I could think of. Next question is, would you ever do a live stream with your watchers? By this, I mean play with people online. I might, but if anything, that would have to be a Patreon thing, because I would have to talk to people in advance, because as anyone who knows who watches my live streams, currently I can't have a schedule, so they're just sporadic and random. and I'm iffy when I play games, especially unless I'm with Cody or something. For some reason, I can read a book for hours, I can draw for hours, I cannot game for hours. I think Legend of Zelda and Mario Odyssey were the only ones I was able to do that with in like 10 years, because I can only game for like maybe 2 hours max, and that's a high maybe, because I feel like I need to be doing other stuff. So it would have to be like, have to talk about it in advance, have to get people's like Discord info, because I don't like Google Plus, or Skype and all that jazz. So if I ever would, that would definitely be a Patreon thing, but it's not likely. Not anytime in the future. But I might end up doing a Patreon like joint live stream call. I might do that, but again, that would be definitely for patrons and definitely something down the line, not anytime soon. So, next question, do you have any art tips for certain programs? I would, but I don't know what programs you want me to answer for. Because there are a crap ton of art programs out there. The only ones I know of are Sai and some Photoshop and MS Paint. Next question. What is most notable about your style? Honestly, all I can think of would probably be, well, at least from what I notice with my style the most, would be how I draw eyes. I don't know what other people see. A lot of people point out how I draw noses and hair, but I really like how I draw eyes. So that's how I like to see it. That thick line art, bro. So next question. What are a few of your favorite YouTubers at the top of your head? Okay, top of my head, this is gonna be really random because they're not gonna be all art YouTubers. Some are, but art. Holly Brown, Jazza, Emily Artful, obviously all my YouTube friends. But another ones that aren't art YouTubers are YouTubers like I like Jeremy Johns, I like Chris Stuckman, I like Ralph the Movie Maker, I like YMS, I Hate Everything. I enjoy the Lords of the Night podcast. I like Arlo. I like the Lazy Cast podcast. Oh, Black Nerd Comedy, obviously. I love him. I've loved him for years. Also for BookTube, I really like Poem Banana Books. I like Jesse the Reader. I like Cattytastic. And I like Toshopolis. Toshopolis? Yeah. And I also... I like for like vlogging random everything YouTubers. I really like It's Black Friday. I enjoy Remy because I can't remember her username at the top of my head. I also, for gaming, I enjoy Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I enjoy Geltoid. I enjoy some Razor Fist, not all, but I like some. And those are just the ones I can think of at the top of my head. I know there's tons more I watch, but that's all I could really think of. So, next question. Can I draw you fan art? Oh, yeah, you totally can. I will have a link on top of the video and in the description to my toy house, where all my character references are. Go crazy. I love getting fan art. Just tag me in it. Do you plan on getting a P.O. box soon? Yes. Yes, I do. And when I do, I'll make a video on that. But I plan on getting a P.O. box soon. Next question, and it's the last one I have for right now, is do you roleplay? And yes, I do, and only with close friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I probably got a crap ton more questions, and again, if I didn't answer your question, I wrote it down for it to be a topic video, so you will see that in the future. Ooh. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let's bring on 2018. I'm sure fucking excited, and I will see you next time. Bye.